Hello, today we're going to talk about ways to define the ego. I was going to go ahead and say kill the ego, but that's not, I guess, the word that now I would want to use. Um, when I was younger, I I always was a big believer in killing your ego. And now that I'm a little bit older, I realize that that's probably not what you want to do. I know that the ego is bad, and having too much of it is bad. But growing up now, I start to realize that having at least some of your ego intact is very, 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 very important. And it's also something that I think that we should all, be aware of. Um, Having too much of anything, access of anything can be bad. Too much ego is bad, but too little of it is also bad. You can't get rid of it completely because then your very existence is just not there anymore. So, what we're going to do is talk about ways to define the ego. And I think that I was very, very, very into making a better ego for myself. At first, I wanted to completely kill it off, but like I said, as I learned throughout these passing years, I realized that having a good, well-defined ego can help you and serve you in the long run. So I went ahead and wrote a list of things that I have learned throughout just living. And I wrote them down on my door, and they have to do with defining the ego, which is what I'm going to talk about. And I wrote it down on I wrote it down over there on my door, but I went ahead and took a picture of it on my phone. Can't really see. Um, and I'm going to start reading ways that I've, learned. Hopefully somebody watching this or hearing me could learn a thing or two. So the very first thing that I wrote down. Oh, also before I start, um, I just want to say that it is very important. One of the best ways to build discipline, by the way, is to take cold showers every single day, um, and also do breathing exercises. Those are very, very important. And of course, to take a cold shower, one of the things that helps a lot, well, one of the things that really, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? It it supports, I guess, what nah, support wouldn't be a good word. It would be more of like one thing that you would notice, I guess I would say one thing that you would notice after taking consecutive cold showers every single day. You realize that you are okay with being uncomfortable, and you start to act better in during uncomfortable situations, which in the long run is really, really good. And so do breathing exercises. Of course, there's many different breathing exercises that you can find in the internet. I'm not going to go ahead and tell you which ones. Um, that's for you to find out for yourself which one works for you and which one does not. Different types of breathing exercises. And of course, you can see many videos of people taking cold showers and putting themselves in uncomfortable situations. But of course, if you can get out of your comfort zone on a daily basis, that's definitely going to help a lot in the long run, especially for your ego. That's definitely one of the things that well defines your ego. So let me go ahead and start. Number one is to adopt the beginner's mindset. So whenever you start something that you already know how to do, just go ahead and try to just forget about everything that you already know and start again from level one, the rookie mindset, the newbie mindset. This could be with anything, and you will find out a lot of things about yourself. Definitely, you could do this at a job interview, or you could do this at your job. You could do this doing some house chores, for example. And especially when you're with someone, it well defines your ego. Just pretend that you don't know anything and then start from level one and slowly start to relearn everything once again. Number two is focus on the effort and not the outcome. So it is very important to always focus on all of the effort that you try and that you put in, instead of the outcome. The other one is to choose purpose over passion. Your purpose is first, and then your passion is next. Shun the comfort of talking and face the work. So if you're someone that likes to talk a lot, especially if you're at work and you're talking all the time with your fellow coworker, you're not going to be able to get a lot of stuff done, and it's going to show. So with what I'm talking about, with what I'm saying, these things will definitely help you define the ego. Just like working out, and working out the body, you define the body. Working out the ego, you define the ego. Um, Another thing I wrote down is kill your pride before you lose your head. Just have no pride whatsoever. Just if you do, have very little pride. Um, don't this doesn't mean to oh man, these words are just running away from me, man. Um, this doesn't mean to have no self worth. Still have that. Just don't have so much pride. Too much pride is a big ego, and that's not what we're trying to do. But we're not trying to kill the ego either. We're just trying to define it. So the other thing I wrote down is to stop telling yourself a story. There is no grand narrative. Just do everything and pretend that it's just go with the flow, because it is that. It is just that. It is a flow. It's a flow of things. It's not really a grand story. Of course, everyone has their own story. You can create your own story, and I highly recommend that you do that. But this is saying the complete opposite. So whenever you're in the flow of things, once you get into the groove of it, just forget about the grand narrative and just keep going, keep on going on. And yeah, learn to manage yourself and others. This one's a big one. So if you can discipline, if you're very disciplined and you can discipline yourself, if you do it for many, many, many years, you'll be able to teach it. You'll be able to manage not only yourself but the others around you, and those people will see you as a leader. So that's huge. Let's see what else. Know what matters to you and ruthlessly say no to everything else. So yeah, pretty much what I said, what it says here. You have to know what matters to you most, and you just go on and charge on, and don't let anything stop you from doing that. Doing what matters to you. Okay, forget credit and recognition. So that's another big one. You don't really want, to be known as the boss, the king, the leader. Of course, it can be a big secret that you are, and the bigger the secret, the better it is. That is one thing that defines the ego, because once you start being labeled as the manager or the boss, you start seeing, people start treating you different. And there's a, man, how do I explain this? It's like a change in your environment. Um, okay. Oh wow, this is actually going to be a long video. So, connect with nature and the universe at large. This goes a lot with, this will help a lot if you meditate. Being able to connect with your environment, your nature, the universe at large, is pretty useful. Choose to be active and to learn over waiting and being passive. You want to be active, and you want to constantly be learning. Your environment and your coworkers, or your people, your family, the people around you. You want to be constantly learning, um, either about them or learn about yourself. And always be active. Always be. Don't look idle. Um, get out of your own head. It's literally what I was just saying. Don't be idle. Um, let go of control. Know that you can't control anything. You can never control. And if you are, you're practically manipulating. And karma is something that is said to be very real. So one of the things that I recommend it to put into your mindset is that you can never control, you can never manipulate, but you can only influence. So I can't make you, the viewer, do all of these things, but I can only influence with my words. That's a very good example. Um, when you find yourself in a hole, stop digging. So this is gonna be a big video. So yeah, pretty much that. If you are seeing yourself being, making a hole, digging yourself deep, don't dig yourself deeper. Do not dig yourself deeper. Just stop digging, and notice how it doesn't say begin to climb or make it out. Start on baby steps, which is the very first thing that I said, that I read in this thing that I wrote down on adopt the beginner's mindset. So don't even focus on climbing out. Just focus on not digging first and foremost. Let's see what else. Place the mission and purpose above you. So, place the mission and purpose above you. The mission is above you. The purpose is above you. Very nice. So, the next thing. Don't be deceived by recognition, money, and success. So, money will come to you. Success will come to you. If you are good to yourself and to those around you, you will realize that all of these things were already there the whole time. You don't have to go and, for example, you're not, this is just an example. Let's say that you are part of a family and you are not, you are in a family, you're in the same household and everything, and you just don't get along with those people at all. And you want to make your own money. Well, if you can actually become with very peaceful, like almost like a monk, you realize that love is everywhere and money is everywhere and it's right in front of you. And it just, it sounds not real, but believe me, it gets really real. And those around you start to really, really, really like you. And you start helping them out, and that will make everything just so much better. You get income instead of having to work and serve people that aren't your blood, unless if that is something that you would want to do. You would want to help them, and as long as you really care for those that you really, really care about, just don't be deceived by money and success. Stay sober. Just completely stay sober from money, success, and everything pretty much. And you will see that all of these things will come to you and you don't have to be chasing them anymore. Leave your entitlement at the door. So before you go ahead and start to talk to someone, these are just ways to define the ego, like I mentioned earlier. Just leave your entitlement at the door, and just don't have that sense of pride, of too much pride, too much ego. um, and of course, it's how you react when you're being disrespected that is the true test. So choose love. Always choose love. It's funny because today is Valentine's Day. Choose love. Pursue mastery in your chosen craft. So let's say that you have a hobby, or you have a something that you like to do. Um, Pursue mastery. So this oh man. So this isn't like if you like to play video games. This isn't like anything that, I mean, if you're streaming and you make YouTube gaming videos, you know, and you really want to make a, living out of that, or if you want to do, esports gaming, of course, I support everyone and everything, but it is very important to realize how realistic this will be and how long it will actually take, and if it is really worth it. So, pursue mastery in your chosen craft. All I said was a disclaimer. Now let me go ahead and explain what I think this means, what I know this means, because I mean I wrote this. Have a what you're chasing after, not what you're chasing after, because it'll come to you. What I meant to say was when you're playing, let's say piano, or you're playing guitar, you're doing something that you're passionate about. Pursue mastery at it. So keep training, keep being consecutive with the days, and it will define you. It'll be like you're defining your ego. So here's the other one: keep an inner scoreboard. You have to be true to yourself, and you have to just quit, saying false statements about yourself and lies. Quit lying to yourself. That's very important. Of course, I'm pretty sure that the average person lies to themselves on a daily basis. But if you can minimize that, it'll make a big difference. Um, lying your lying to yourself is not good at all, and if you can catch yourself to it, that's good, because then you realize, what you need to work on. Um, Paranoia creates things to be paranoid about. So if you have paranoia about anything, it will get worse. So don't be paranoid. Be confident and be sure of yourself. Be certain. Be confident. Confidence is very important. Um, Always stay a student. This one is a very important one. So always, always, always stay a student. Like I mentioned earlier, you always want to be learning about yourself and the environment and the people around you. You constantly want to be active, and you constantly want to stay a student. You were born a student, and you will perish a student. Always, always, always stay a student. Um, this one is a this one isn't as important or as big, but I hope that this can reach someone out there that really needed to hear this. And it's: no one can degrade you. Those people can only degrade themselves. And it's just that. I really don't want to define it any further. No one can degrade you. They can only degrade themselves. Let's start with the next one. Stop playing the image game. Focus on a higher purpose. So just focus on a higher purpose. Just keep going and keep struggling. Keep focusing on the effort and just not, the outcome. Um, you don't want to ever see yourself as the master. You know, um, you're always going to be a student, and that is one of the biggest ways that you can define your ego. And the very, very last thing I put was to focus on the effort, not the results, which I have something similar. I said it. I know I did. I know I said it. And Yeah, focus on the effort, not the results. Focus on the effort, not the outcome. They're both the same thing. Focus on the effort, not the outcome. Focus on the effort, not the results. The effort the effort is what matters. It's the building blocks of your foundation of your home that you're going to build. That is a well-defined ego. Thank you so much for watching this very, very long video. If you watched all the way until the very end, I really appreciate you. If you didn't, I appreciate you anyways. You have a fabulous, wonderful, and enlightening rest of the day. Hope you have many days like this, and I'll see you later. Peace. Peace. Okay, bye.